respect the seasons. Our ancestors used to live very much in harmony with the seasons. You know, the Industrial Revolution, especially, and capitalism and Western society has moved more and more over the last few hundred years, but especially over the last 100 years at the time I'm recording this, 2020, has moved far and far, has had like way less respect for the seasons than our ancestors used to. There was no such thing as a job at some point. Yes, at different points there were different jobs that needed to be done in a tribe, and then later like villages and kingdoms and areas, but it was far more it wasn't like a case of I'm now going to get onto an a heated electric train in the winter and go and do my job all year round, all through summer, and act exactly that way from day till night. It's like, no, the different seasons brought different ways of life, and of course that varied from culture to culture. I'm not saying that we still don't have some element of that in our society. Of course we do. It's like people, there are like, people go outside less in the winter to a degree, right, in certain contexts, and there are certain things that happen in the summer that don't happen in the winter and the autumn and the spring. I understand that. I'm not saying that we totally have lost touch with that. I'm just saying, like, and also another thing is respecting food. Right, eat food that is naturally grown, that is in season, right? That in the season that it's naturally grown. Even, in fact, grow your own food if you want to in the season that's supposed to be grown in. Right? And also, there are seasons to a day, not just to the year. To a day, there are seasons. There are seasons to the month of the year. Sorry, to the cycle of the moon and the universe within a month. Women particularly, a woman's period, right, has a season that it goes through. Women used to understand this in tribes, in matrilineal, matriarchal tribes. The women would go together into some kind of shelter or some part of a tribe, some part of the tribe enclosure, or possibly go off a little bit, right? Women who were of the age where they were menstruating, right, would go off and get their periods in harmony and sync, right? And healthy women back then, their period was in sync with the moon and with each other and the universe, right? Now women's periods are, because the patriarchal religions and the patriarchal societies that developed around 5,000 to 6,000 years ago, right, and became more and more went more, in some respects, went more and more away from the natural way of life that our tribal ancestors lived as the years progressed, right? They kind of said that just completely like didn't respect the cycle of a woman's period. So now a bunch of women, there are women listening to this at some point, right, are now, the tampons are like Teal Swan talks about this, if you don't want to listen to a man talking to you about this, but I'm just bringing it up as it's relevant to seasons in a person's life, right? respecting the seasons that are in all of our lives and that govern us as human beings and animals and the earth and everything, right? Women's period now is like, because of tampons and because of like the women are expected to just be on the go all the time, working, and because it was a women's period is seen as shameful by many men and indeed by many women these days, right? And something that's not talked about, celebrated, and because women's hormones are all out of sync. Also because of electricity at night and the fact that all of our hormones, even men, right, at night are, our ancestors used to go to sleep. The last light would be the moon, the stars, and the campfire. Now we've got electricity on to all hours, right? Whether it be TV, the electric lights in our house, computer, phone, whatever, right? The street lamps, the electricity, lights from the city, in cities, right? All of our hormones are completely out of whack, as are women's hormones, which relate to their period. That's something, right? If you want to learn more about that, ladies, and if you're into that, and you don't want to be lectured by a man telling you what to do about your menstrual cycle, watch a woman called Teal Swan. Some of you may have heard of her already. Some of you may not have done. And type in Teal Swan, TEALSWAN periods. I should talk to you more about that. Anyway, regardless of women's periods, respect the seasons in life. Respect the seasons with food. Respect the seasons in terms of listening to your own body and what it needs. Respect the seasons in terms of like, throughout the winter, you might need to hibernate to a degree as a human being, right? Your routine throughout the year may not be, may not be the healthiest one to continue every single day. Now, I'm not going to go too much into that now. I'll let you do your own research and figure that out for yourself and do your own, figure out your own life. But it's just an idea to think about. Respect the seasons in the day, regardless of whether you're a woman, and the month, because I went off on a tangent there. What was I going to say? Yeah, respect the seasons in the day, people, in terms of like, when you get up in the morning, live like our ancestors in terms of light, rise with the sun. Get what you need to get done during the day. Try and turn all the lights off. Go in your room if you're living with other people and you can't turn all the lights off in the house, or you don't want to, or whatever, right? But go to bed when... Don't just go to bed and watch TV or keep a light on or a lamp on, right? Try, if you can, to turn as many just like turn the lights off at some point in the afternoon and just let the natural light from outside go down. And if you want to watch TV downstairs, maybe have a lamp on, maybe not, but don't have all bright lights on, because your hormones, we have anabolic and catabolic, I believe, I might be butchering those names, hormones. One of them's associated, I can't remember which way around it is. One of those hormones is associated with activity and being active during the day, and one of them's associated with rest and recovery at night. There's a yin and a yang to everything in this life. An outward energy and an inward energy. A yang, the out, bright, forward-moving energy, and the yin, the dark, receptive energy. Respect that, people. Let the lights go off at night. Sleep in darkness. Rise with the sun. Respect the seasons.